Okay, here I am with my second review. I don't have any pictures to show this time, unfortunately, because I didn't buy the DVD set. I recorded it when it was on TV. I have it on VHS somewhere, basically mixed in with a bunch of other stuff that I recorded. I'm going to review Knight Rider, the TV series. The series that was made, well, technically 2 years ago now. Uh, I can't remember who it starred or anything particular, so this review is kind of going to suck in that respect. I'm not exactly as good as some of the people that reviewed, actually do the research and actually can pull up a page of information on this stuff. I'm sure Mario, my friend Mario, probably if he ever does a review on it, I'm sure he will eventually. He'll do a much better job. Trust me. This is just my version of the review. But this series, basically, they started it off with a made-for-TV movie, and this movie dealt with a new kit and the daughter of this scientist guy, Dr. Grayson, I believe, if I remember correctly. And these guys break into Dr. Grayson's home, and they basically kidnap him because he's like the only person that knows these codes for like this special, some kind of satellite thing or something. I can't remember the exact thing. I think it's some kind of combat satellite, military grade. He has the codes for it, and so they basically break into his home, and Kit escapes to go get his daughter and this military guy, I guess, ex-military guy who races cars now and is in a bunch of debt, uh, whose name escapes me right now that they used to start with. Eventually he takes the name Michael Knight. But anyway, uh, the series only ran about 2 seasons, I think, before they canceled it. I can't remember which network ran it. I think it was either Fox or NBC. I'm pretty sure it was NBC. May have been ABC. I can't remember. One of those three networks ran it, but they canceled it after 2 seasons because of supposedly the ratings weren't good enough. That's the only reason I can remember that they canceled, because supposedly the ratings weren't good enough, and a lot of the fans weren't as into it as they were the original, despite the connections that they put into the movie and the TV series to connect it to the original, which was done really well, actually. But Kid escapes, like I said. He goes and picks up the daughter of Dr. Grayson to protect her, supposedly, and they go and find this ex-military guy. I'll just call him Michael Knight. Michael, I guess. His name's actually Mike, but Michael is his name, but he takes Michael Knight later. But anyway, uh, they go and they pick him up, and then they get chased by these mercenary guys because they want to get a hold of Dr. Grayson's daughter to use as leverage against him because he's not wanting to give up the codes, that kind of base. It has a basic plot to it. But they get away, and the new kit is designed the Knight Industries 2000, so obviously it comes before the Knight Industries 2000. So obviously it comes before the 4000 series in the 2000 movie, but after the original kit. In fact, in the movie, you actually see parts from the original 2000 series. You see the license plate that says California Knight, and you see parts of the destroyed car that was destroyed in the movie. So that was a good way to connect it to the original to start with, too. And you see that right off the start, actually. But anyway, this new kit is a little bit superior to its predecessor. Its voice is completely different because it's voiced in the movie, and I'm not sure about these, but it's voiced in the movie by Val Kilmer, who is taking over the role from the original Kit's voice, who is actually still alive, so I don't know why they didn't just use him, but he does a really good job anyway. Val Kilmer's an excellent actor, whether you see him on screen or not. But the new kit's abilities include nanotechnology, so it can regenerate its armor rather than the old armor, which was basically just bulletproof and stuff. The new armor is made of nanotechnology, and so it can literally regenerate itself after being shot and stuff. It can also disguise itself as pretty much any vehicle. A truck. It has a truck mode, and it can change its color and size to various different cars, and it's really cool. It's really a cool effect. It also has a chameleon effect, so it can like literally go invisible. Uh, that's a neat little feature that's built into it. Later on, you learn that if its computer system inside is turned off, it's basically just a normal car that can be blown up, shot to hell, the whole 9 hours. The nanobots only work while the computer's functioning. But anyway, they hide out for a while, and then this FBI girl contacts them, I guess, or they contact her. I can't remember without watching the movie again, which I will have to do. But she teams up with them to fight these mercenary guys, I guess, and try and get a hold of Kit, who I guess Dr. Grayson was developing for the government, or developing under the government money or something. But they go to rescue her father, um, and we learn that Michael is actually the son of the original Michael Knight, and that his mother is still alive, and she explains that to her son eventually. Of course, she dies in the movie, but she explains to her son before she dies. She says, "You're the son of Michael Knight. One man can make a difference." The whole theme of the original um, Knight Rider. Uh, and then later on in the movie, we see at the funeral. It's actually at the end of the movie. After the movie itself is worth watching. So if you can find it somewhere to rent or buy or online, watch it because it's really good for a pilot movie, or what Mario might call a backdoor pilot for a TV series. It's really good, and the series actually picks up where the movie ends, so that was really a really good thing. Um, but later on, at the end of the movie, we see a cameo by David Hasselhoff as the original Michael Knight. He shows up and says, "I'm your father," and then the other Michael's like, "I don't want anything to do with you. You were never around." You know, the usual father-son issues. I always thought that they would have a cameo by Team Knight Rider, which was a TV series back in the 90s dealing with the Knight Rider technology in the Knight Industries, where each individual member of the team had a talking vehicle. But I'll get to that another time. Anyway, the TV series itself, I can't remember how many episodes it was, so this review is going to totally suck, but and I'll probably redo it once I know more details or remember more details. But the series itself was really good. And it's worth watching. They make a lot of references to the original Knight Rider, and uh, there are a lot of points where you are rooting for the main characters and you want these two to fall in love. At the same time, you're like, no way in hell is that gonna happen. And then there's a few episodes here and there where the bad guys break into the Knight Industry base, I guess, that they have for operating. But all hell breaks loose later on when the government tries to take over Kit. They literally steal Kit's operating system and shut Kit down. But Kit was wise because they hooked him up to the internet, and he spread his copies of his AI over the internet. So the Michael, who takes the name Michael Knight, and the main character girl, Dr. Grayson's daughter, who had died by this point, I guess, in an explosion, leaving her and Michael and this tech dude guy in charge after the government completely takes everything from them. But basically, they get Kit's operating system off the internet, which was a pain in the ass because part of it ends up in a video game, and they have to go get this kid, talk to this kid, and convince his mother that he won this contest or whatever, and they have to trade him like this unreleased video game for the operating system disc that's on the game, and that's actually a funny episode, but it's worth watching. But after they do that, they find out that the government took Kit's operating system and put in Car, the Knight automated roving robot, which you remember in the original series, if anybody's watched the original series, Car was basically just literally a copy of Kit. He was like a carbon copy of Kit, and later on became kind of a more customized version where he had like white and black. Well, this one's not much different. He's basically a carbon copy of Kit, with the exception of, here we go, Transformers more than meets the eye. They basically give it a transformation mode into a robot. And when he learns Kit's alive, he goes completely frickin' nuts, just like the original Car did. And when he mentioned Kit's name, he goes fucking nuts. He goes, "Kit must die." And ironically, he's voiced by the exact same person that voiced him in the original series. Peter Cullen, also known as Optimus Prime. And that was probably one of the best episodes of the series, actually, is that episode. I can't remember the name of the episode. I think it's just called Car. But it's a really good TV series to watch. I can't believe they canceled it. Fuck you, networks, for canceling a perfectly good Knight Rider series that could have gone on for at least another season. At the very least, could have made a movie to finish it off, because I mean, they didn't even finish the series properly. They basically just left it with a cliffhanger episode. I really hate it when they do that. Um, that's basically all I can say about it right now. I'll probably redo this review later on, add some pictures, or at least print off a poster or something to show, because I don't have any pictures to show. If Mario ever does this review, I'm sure he'll have pictures galore and a lot more information than I do, because I really don't have anything on it, and I don't have the capacity at the moment to pull up a page to look at the information on the TV series about who directed it, who made it, and so on and so forth. Mario's really good at that. But anyway, overall, I give the series, the movie, I give a 4 out of 5. It's really good, has really good references, lots of action, well, semi-good acting. The TV series, I'm going to have to give a 3 out of 5. It's worth watching, but if you're a really hardcore fan like me of the original series, you just can't really get into it as much as you could the original. I mean, if they'd brought in cameo characters from the original, like maybe brought in Michael Knight again, or even the original Kit Car somehow, or something like that. They did make a few references, and they mentioned the original series several times in this new one, but they don't actually show anything. But yeah, anyway, uh, that's all I've got to say about this TV series. I'll probably redo this eventually, so that's it.